Good morning, traders, or good afternoon, traders, wherever you may be. Let me know when you can see my screen and you can hear me. Testing one, two, three. All right. Thank you, Peppy. Thank you, Trader77. All right. We got some action going here. Hold on just a minute while I do some reconfiguring. Checking on some positions. All right. All right. Hey, Pete, how are you? My name is Andy. If it's your first time in here, and I do the Friday support webinar, sometimes Tuesdays. But yeah, this is the support webinar. So if you have any questions, be sure to pop it in the YouTube chat there, and we'll do our best. Me and Peppy will do our best to tackle it. Some crazy action in the market. Not a surprise. Not doing a whole lot. I honestly not doing a whole lot at all. Yeah, it was a great bounce in Tesla. That's one I'm in. Unfortunately, I just being a uh, cautious trader, I did sell some today, but not too far from here, honestly. And I just wanted to thin out a little bit going into the weekend. Plus, it's running right into its moving average there. See all those crazy alerts I have in it. Yeah, it's running to its 10 period there. May have a struggle there. If it does get above that, though, let's put alert if it goes back to highs. But this UAVS, boy, that it's been a nasty ride today. But I'm in some of that still, and look like it's going to highs. So that is a good thing working. But boy, what a nasty pullback I had to sit through. That wasn't any fun. And plus the other ones like RCAT, the leaders in that, yeah, they kind of gave it up this morning. UMAC had a really it was up like 15% at one time, so kind of made it hard for me to have conviction in this UAVS. But look at it here, going to highs. Probably should have been. There's some volume coming in as well. Definitely not going to add. Taking a look around, you got oil up strong today. VIX is uh, basically selling off right now. This has been a stubborn market. I went home some SPXs last night, scalped some, have some left, but uh, just as a hedge, because I had a little more stock coming into the day. This Intel's had a buyer coming in, okay, on the last well on this day, actually came in for a little bit on that day. Anyway, it's been having like a buyer come in midday a couple of times. So uh, I've been in it. I've been in it since this move right here, but it's been nasty. I thought there was something behind that, and then I held on to a good portion. It came back yesterday, but if it can close back above those moving averages, I'll be happy. Like even yesterday when it was ugly and down on the day, had a buyer come in pretty much the same time as it started here, and had a nice little 50-cent pop in it. So see if we can get it going here to highs. Yeah, Trader 77. That's I don't like playing like oil stocks and gold stocks that much. Although, and if you don't know if you get the trader eye, but that Newmont was a pick for mine yesterday, and I'm really upset. I threw all these picks out, but then I I have missed them. But yeah, that was what a move that was. 2-day move there, Newmont. I think what happened yesterday was I was bidding it for a flush down, and I was just getting too greedy. I mean, I had it down around 54 or something. Anyway, didn't quite make it to me, and then I totally spaced it. I do that a lot when I'm trying to manage 12 positions. And today, I thought this EQT, it still may get there, but nah, it can break out of that range. Got a price alert up there. Those oil stocks are so tricky, though. I mean, you buy into Exxon this morning, and then come in on Monday morning, and they've got a peace treaty or something. Oil gaps down 10%. Oil and gold are both tricky, in my opinion. But GLD, that was a great buy down there at the 50. And that's what you kind of have to do. You kind of almost have to. It's very tough when you're like in the middle of a range because you don't know which way the gaps come in. But those are the kind of areas I need to be on the lookout more when it comes to precious metals. Some other stuff coming new. Definitely a market I don't want to chase. A nice bounce by Amazon. Glad I didn't pound out of that this morning. Oklo went back positive. IONQ went back positive. I had some bids in on some of these things this morning, but I had them. They were much more Armageddon bids. Uh, you can see the price alert there. Just I thought maybe we'll get some aggressive pushes. People panicking. That's impressive. IONQ. It's been a tough one to trade though. It's just a mess. You stuck in China, go to, and yep, they were looking good. Is LAZR? Oh, that's That's pretty nasty. Yeah, I haven't been trading WeRide because for a while there, I thought that thing was gonna go. I mean, luckily I got out, but I did buy some today just because I like, uh, I like where it sits down here. It's big pivot level there at 8. You can see here going back. So I did pick up some, and I did not even want to put it on my screen because I basically just picked it up and put a stop because I can't. I watch this thing and I get wigged out, get jigged out. But I do like it at the 8 level, or right around that 8 level. I think that's some nice support there. See if it can't reverse. And you can't stop the market. Q's back to highs. Take a look at the spies. Tesla. Tesla's trying to push through that 10 period. Bitcoin on highs. I may take a small position in this mirror. Yeah, Pete, great question. Well, first of all, my layout's not in the channel bar. I'll be happy to share it with you. Now, I do have a lot of top lists that requires symbol lists to be used. And unfortunately, when I try to drop it in this chat, they're all jumbled together. Uh, but I will be happy to share my layout. Probably the best thing to do is just email me, and that way, uh, yeah, he's showing you how to save layout. So Pete, here's what you want to do. You want to go once you create your screen and you like the way it is, go to File and Save Layout, and you want to use default underscore layout dot LTI. Use that one right there. That's the one that's going to open up every time you open up Trade Ideas. And like I said, just email me if you want my layout, or if you just want certain windows, I could drop them in here. But if you want my entire layout, it's probably best to email me at info@trade-ideas.com. That way I can include the symbol list that I have. But let me know if you just kind of want single windows. You might not want all this other because I got two monitors over here. I got a lot of things on that one. Tell you what, I'm gonna nibble on this Mara just I know it's in no man's land, but I see Bitcoin going to highs, and I just kind of like where that's sitting. Small size, since it's in a downtrend below its 10 period moving average. Okay, Pete. Yeah, just email me because, like I said, I'll have to drop the all the symbol list in there, and let me know if you don't care about certain symbol lists. I have one for ARC. I have one for uh, China, and then I have one for the big boys. I call it just bigger tech stocks. You might not want like China and see. I have a AI and nano nukes and quants. You got the Qs coming right up below their 5 day. Let's pull it over here. I'm going to be real impressed if this market goes back positive, but it has been a resilient market. What happened to my? Oh man, did I shut that thing down? I must have. Bear with me one second. Must have closed out my broker account. There's Tesla trying to pop through. I should have been offering out some of that at that high there. See if the other ones are bound doing anything yet. RCAT, nothing. UMAC, nothing. I try not to buy like when markets are at highs like this and when it's in a down on a down day. But if I do, it's going to be something like Mara on the low end of its range with small size. Tesla Nice little push there. Dang. Some decent relative volume in this UAVS. Still good, still decent volume coming in, so that's encouraging. And if it does get above, back above this 140, there's really your next high. You're looking at, 161. But we're heading into Friday afternoon, so China's not really bouncing that much. It's kind of hanging out. One to watch. I mean, if our market stays strong, a lot of times China will start playing some catch up. I'm not sure. I didn't even look to see what it did overnight. I'm sure it probably sold off with the geopolitical news stuff out there. APGE from Barry's watch list. Well, it doesn't look bad at all. Get above that 200 to watch. Q's getting a little bit weak. Or I should say pulling back a little bit, not getting weak. Coal mining, huh? It's going to cut some of this if it can't get back above its moving averages there. Sold some Intel, in and out. Yeah, could be a good one there, trader. He's talking about uh, fading this move, and as it gets weak, yeah, I can definitely see that. With the if it's a day trade, yeah, just tight stop below lows. And even though this mirror is a small position, if it does go to lows, I would probably cut it. Interesting, this UAVS. Looks like they do have some revenues, and I was looking at the uh, weekly last night, and zoom in. You can see a nice volume, in the weekly, and now you're above the 10 and the 20 there. And so this could be like waking up. Who knows? But hey, still skeptical anytime it's a dollar stock for sure. But it's encouraging that that volume in the weekly there just dwarfs all the other ones. So could be a like a turnaround stock. We'll see. Yeah, it looks like Intel's going to make it to highs. That's okay. Still got a nice chunk. And Mara is being Mara. And there's the Intel alert. So you still got a buyer in there. And Intel. So if it goes back through. See, this is why everybody came in today probably thinking, "Oh man, buy oil stocks," and then you get the stupid gap ups, and they trade like crap all day. It's kind of why I don't trade earnings that much. Hey Vito, ONDS. Ah, not bad looking at all. BTM, yes. Happy Friday. Yep, two good looking stocks there. Well, Tesla wants to keep going. Yeah, yeah. I know that ONDS has been I've been seeing that a lot, like on Twitter and things like that. So that's definitely a nice little breakout there. Yeah. So hopefully you see something like that in UAVS. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's right, but I'm showing about a 10% short float, so not huge. Nothing like you see in Groupon, which Steve kind of called out the other day in Trader TV. Let's pull up, will squeeze me, take a look. See which ones are strong today. ASTS, SGMT. Oh, there's your Groupon, PSNL. Let's do a relative volume. So I like about using top lists and using these, using the columns as let's do it by short float and see if there's any. Yeah, that one's going down actually. Go go. Interesting. This one was on my list. Yeah, watch this one for. This is that one I think that Nvidia owns a big chunk in, or some sort of the partnership. I have an alert for a pullback, but I also want to put one. But I don't like it when it does things like this, where you had a nice little move off the 50. I'm sorry, off the 10 period moving average. You expect that to go the day before yesterday, actually yesterday, and it didn't. So there's a good chance this one's going to come down to that 1050 range. Yeah, I mean it's below its 10 now. This is why I put a price alert I think yesterday in here. I said, boy, if that comes back down to that 1070 area. And not only that, I think, yeah, you can see this is a pivot level. This is why I put it there. So that would be for me, for my eye, that would be a great pullback entry there in APLD if it's going to be around 1070. Uh, and by then, hopefully, maybe you got your 20 period moving average catching it, the backstop. Because right now, yeah, I see no reason to get in, right now below the 10, below prior days low, but want to keep an eye on it. Nothing says it has to come down to that area. So what you do is maybe bracket it on the upside as well. Okay, Trader 77, your SQQQs are working at the moment. I see. Qs are starting to roll over just a bit. And I see that Bitcoin's not probably not going to last. This is going to be a very short haircut loss. But if things change and Bitcoin starts rolling over, probably not going to sit in this one. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to put a stop right now below that 1005. And I'll just stick a alert down there if it wants to come down to the 50. Oh, there's a nice little shelf right there. Yeah, the stop is in on that Mara if it breaks that. Let's see, Helm's got a pretty good short float. Put a cork in it. A lot of these, like nano newts and quants, are just very, very difficult to play. They're in no man's land. I think Smar and Oklow's probably been two of the better ones, but a lot of these quants have really been messy lately. Just boy, just hard to trade. QBTS looks like it wants. I'm hoping it'll eventually want to fill this gap, but who knows? Uh, what's the other one? Oh, IONQ is actually was performing pretty decently. There's a top, so it's actually one of the stronger ones today, but still just in no man's land. Well, true secret, yeah, Steve probably looks at the short interest, short float as much more than I do. When I do look at it, I look for like a daily setup, and I'm see if I can find something in here. I think, yeah, I remember seeing well that hymns. This is kind of setting up nicely, just in a tight channel here. Now you do have this wick, which kind of throws everything off, but I'm looking for something like that that maybe is not as wicky. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, this one, when I see something that's had a move, I would be more likely to be looking for something like this, where it's had a move and just kind of going sideways, not letting any of the shorts pull it pull it back and get out. So uh, yeah, that would be a good example of one I'd be eyeballing right above the 200 there. See if there's anything. Well, Groupon was setting up nicely, and it did have a move today. Yeah, these seem just seeing a lot of overextended ones. That one didn't look too bad coming into the day. It's just bouncing off its 10 and 20 there. Now, yeah, this is one to watch if that 10 comes creeping up underneath it and kind of channels here for a while. Uh, maybe put an alert for maybe a pullback. Not saying I'm going to buy it on a pullback, but I'd like to see if it comes back to that level. How if that 10 is creeping up underneath there, then I may set a price alert, above like today's high for a squeeze. Yeah, it's come out of that for a small loser there in that mirror. Did not do what I thought it was going to do. AIRO. Are you sure you typed that right? HTX trader. I'm not sure that's a valid symbol unless it changed on an exchange I never heard of. But oh, it's a new IPO. Okay. There's an APG alert. Not sure why we don't have that. No, that's the one I just put in there, huh? You can see it on Thinkorswim. Okay, so yeah, I'll have to make a note of that. Not sure why it wouldn't be showing up on ours. BTM, yeah, I think I mentioned that earlier. It's a great looking chart. It's not something that I would be interested in, just because when you can see the action today, when they get extended like this, you got sellers who are just itching to, you know, uh, possibly exit after a nice run all the way from $1. For me, I would rather see it pull back maybe to the 10, or maybe actually even deeper to a level down here, where it has a nice little support level, and maybe the 20 comes in there. So I would actually look for a deeper pullback. When something has gone from basically 170 all the way, that's a huge, huge run. Looks strong. I mean, I wouldn't short it here, but uh, if you're in it, once again, I always say, take some profits. And if you're not in it, I personally would be my personal opinion. I'd be looking for a deeper pullback. Not to mean can't play a day trade or something. If it takes out, if it takes out that high, I could run at $10. Who knows? But so for a day trade, that's fine. For me, for a swing trade, yeah, I would be interested in something like that. All right, seeing a little more pullback to cues. Huh? It's showing up for you. Oh, is it? Did I type it wrong? I must have typed it wrong. No, I don't know what's going on. So coming in my single stock window, why is it not coming in my charts? So we are getting data. Strange. Let me try it on a. That would make a difference. No. You got a blank chart too, huh, Truth Seeker? Yeah, so that's weird. Uh, Cause yeah, I can see it in the single stock window. I mean, yeah, I'll ask throw it out in the trader chat and see if anybody knows. Oh, Chris has it. Weird. Maybe it's a regional thing. Hmm. Yeah, that's very strange because somebody else said they didn't not they don't get it either. Try resetting connection. Yeah, we can try that. Maybe it's a server issue. But I'm getting it on my single stop window. Think we have 4 servers, so this is a 4th time. Let me try doing this. Let me try pulling up my default layout real quick. Ah, there it is. It's strange. Got it now. Maybe that was more of a kind of a restart, basically. So I got it there. Yeah, for some reason I did not get it in my other layout. Yeah, I can share Squeeze Me. Let me see. Oh, I got to pull it back up. Let's go ahead and do a fresh save and share. There you go. Tesla, you can't stop it now. Wow. Shall we hold that? Well, I can't tell you with that or not. I've already scalped out some, so my last chunk, I'm probably gonna hold it, see if it can do anything off that daily. Obviously, you can see over here, it does have a right around that today's high does have a pivot level, we like to call that. So if it gets above that, yeah, I want to give it a chance to go to this 162. But yeah, I can't tell you whether what to do with it. Just can tell you what I'm gonna do with it. Now it's one of those ones where it can very likely close like this, since we're kind of getting late in the day on a Friday. I could see it closing pretty much just like this, and then you could, fresh day, get a new interest from new buyers on Monday if we can make it through the weekend. You're welcome. You're welcome. Truth. There's a little interesting right there. uh, 15 million in the float, 20, almost 22% short. Ugly day yesterday, but fighting back. SMAR still has quite a bit. Your profit in 5 minutes, is that 5 million or 5 minutes? What am I going to do? Yeah, I think I've taken some profits already, and what I'll probably do is uh, sit with this last chunk to see if it can get through back through highs. And hard to say a stop because I mean, you almost have to wait for a bar reversal. I mean, that was nasty this morning, but it didn't. I think this level down here, the 113, is kind of a pivot level. Okay, going back, you can see just kind of a nice little pivot level, a lot of places. So that 113 is very good support. Hopefully, these moving averages, the 10 holds it. I'd like to see it keep closing above the 10. If it closes below that 10, I probably will exit. But it's really difficult to stay. But yeah, I don't have plans of like just banging it out right here in no man's land. I'm going to give it another shot because it's holding up well after that initial plunge. Now, the only thing that makes me nervous is, like I said, these UMAC, which started out really great, and this is why probably UAVS did what it did. Now, this one's trying to go back to lows. You got RCAT, which is really close to lows. So these are kind of the leader in the drone space. So, but leadership can change, and this one is very constructive, although very nasty because it only has 13 million in the float. And markets are getting another little lift here. What, Tesla? Look at that. Yeah, but just repeat. All I'm saying is telling you what I'm going to do with it. I can't give advice on anything you should do on that UAVS. Just want to make that clear. Enter at your own risk, or if you're in it, you decide when to exit. Amazon going back to highs. So man, these a lot of these tech stocks are pretty strong. See if Intel can get going back to highs. Well, Trader 77, yep, you got to draw the line. That was worth a shot. SMMT. Yeah, personally, it's kind of under pressure. It's below all its key moving averages. Okay, so daily, yeah, I'm not seeing anything there. I mean, I know it had a nice move back here going back to April. But right now, yeah, me personally, I would need to see it at least get back above, maybe this area right here. It's a nice pivot level. So you got what you look for is these pivot levels: one, two, three, four, five. When I ran up there, I hit it again, came back. So if it can get back above, you know, m- maybe the 22.35 level, maybe worth looking at for a move. But for me, no, it's kind of in no man's land right now. Intel, yeah, I this move the other day, this move the other day was and it finished strong, it closed strong near highs, was on volume, and of course it was countered by this move, which kind of a bummer. But I saw some buying coming in, yesterday. So I don't know. There could be some buying going on here. Mostly it's this day right here that actually came out, on pretty good volume. It's been, I mean, gosh, look how long it's been in this basically a channel for uh, almost a year. So, it's not one, I'm expecting it to explode anytime soon, but my opinion, it's one, that could wake up at any time and had that little move the other day. So I don't want to give up on it. Now, if it and you can see it's even though it's sold, selling down, it's been holding this 10 period moving average now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, and even holding the 50 and 20, for a few days in there. So just, if it breaks down and closes below this range here, and say it closes below, 2026, I'll be out. Yeah, AMD has been strong, but could be doing maybe a cup and handle here. It's beaten up since this 227 level going back. Oh, and I gotta get out of here pretty soon. I'm only working half a day, and I gotta get going. I got an appointment here in a little bit. Uh, yeah, I would. Right now, like I said, it's like a lot of stocks here in no man's land. It, went to its multi-month high, ran into its 200-day and pulled back. So maybe you can put a price alert back above that 10 period. But uh, yeah, it's kind of in no man's land right now. PLTR obviously is just a horse. I mean, you just that feels like one you just buy on any weakless. I mean, on any weakness. I think I read the other day where there's like lots of like $200 leaps being bought in this thing. So yeah, I guess they're expecting some new deals. All right, guys, I got to get going, but keep it tight. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye bye.